Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that it started that way. Hey folks, I'm just gonna go and check this out and see if everything's all set and ready. We're doing it, old school style again. I still don't have a streaming computer. I still have to use my laptop and stuff. Got old Black Beauty over here. We're gonna be playing some tunes, some guitar tunes and stuff. Only about an hour today. Nothing special. Yes. Yes. Tunes and stuff. Only about an hour today. Nothing special. Yes. There we go. All right. Now, if you excuse me, I'm just going to post this on Twitter just to say, hey, I'm live. Oh! Did my Google just crash? Okay, it didn't. Sweet. Check me out here. We're just starting. There we are. Oh, also, I'm sorry about all the mess. I'm still kind of on the. This wall back here is supposed to have all of my guitars. It's gonna be, they're all gonna be hanging at some point. Sorry about all the mess. I'm still. And then all these boxes, there's still crap in here that I need to unpack and put into the studio. At some point, I'll give you guys a tour of the studio. I don't know if we'll be on this site particularly. I feel like I'll figure it out. But otherwise, it's gonna be. Just fun. Other than that, I'm just gonna do something special really quick. Yeah, I gotta do this because my friend wants to check me out online, so I gotta give him my URL. I'm so sorry. The setup. I should have done all of this beforehand, and I should have done this all beforehand and then started the broadcast. I don't particularly know why I didn't, but that's just my cross to bear on this one. /watch. Huh? V equal TV and you forward to LAS capital Y. And there we go. Not touching anything else. We are now starting this. If people want to enter the chat, they can. Otherwise, I'm going to just start going out and start playing a little bit. How is it sounding for everybody? Actually, I should probably just check that. Playing a little bit. How is it sounding for everybody? Actually, I should probably just check that. All right, no worries. So I feel like the last time we all hung out, I was playing one thing, and the one thing that I was playing was I was practicing for my father's wedding. That was about a month ago now. So now I'm and was practicing the BNL song. So I feel like I should probably play the BNL song first, and then we'll move on to do the next thing. So yeah, I'm gonna just start. All right. Hydro field runs through my neighborhood. Somehow that always just made me feel good. I can put a spare bulb in my hand and light up my yard. And at night, the wires in the walls play in tune with the din of the falls. I'm conducting them all while I sleep to light this whole town. If you question what I would do to get over and be with you, light you up over everything, the light of my room. There's a shopping cart in the ravine. The foam on the creek is like popping ice cream. A field full of tires is always on fire, but it lights my way home. And there's luxuries we can't afford, but in our house we never get bored. We can dance to the radio station that plays in our teeth. If you question what I would do to get over and be with you, light you up over everything, to light up my room. There's a hydro field runs through my neighborhood. Somehow that always just made me feel good. I can put a spare bulb in my hand and light up my yard. Light up my yard. La da da da. Yes, Chaos Candle. I am rocking out in my basement, though this is actually my studio. It's my basement and studio. Wife's got the upstairs, I got the basement. And you know, I like it. It just gets cold. It gets cold down here, but that, you know, that's not really going to be a problem until winter. So who knows? So despite the foul ups, I'm still working on that song. That was by Bare Naked Ladies. That's Light Up My Room. Right? It has to be Light Up My Room. Oh man, I can't believe I'm forgetting the name of the song already. But it was by Bare Naked Ladies. So I feel like I should just play an old standby favorite for the next one. Yeah, sure. We'll get right into that. You haven't noticed also all of my songs kind of stay in the same key. I'm sorry about that. I just feel comfortable down here. I still push myself creatively and musically, but it's just one of those things where, you know, as time goes on, we'll see what goes on. It's a nice day for a swim. Tie the weights around my feet and stumble in, and dare the tide to turn. I've been waiting here so long, just hoping the answers would just somehow come along. It takes time to learn, but I've got no more time to burn. My arms feel stronger than ever. My eyes see far beyond the tide. The only sure way to lose is being afraid to choose. Just decide. Just decide. It started somewhere in my chest. I worked for work and then I worked for daily rest, but not anymore. I left that with my clothes back on the shore. My eyes see far beyond the tide. I got lost in that song and I'm so sorry. I'm gonna restart that because oops daisy, like I completely got jumbled. What happens is I end up getting really excited and then I like fumble all over the songs. I'm gonna try it again. I'm so sorry. It's a nice day for a swim. Tie the weights around my feet and stumble in, and dare the tide to turn. I've been waiting here so long, just hoping the answers would just somehow come along. It takes time to learn, but I've got no more time to burn. My arms feel stronger now than ever before. My eyes see far beyond the tide. The only way to lose is being afraid to choose. So just decide. Just decide. It started somewhere in my chest. I rest for daily work and then I work for daily rest, but not anymore. I left that with my clothes back on the shore. My arms feel stronger now than ever before. My eyes see far beyond the tide. The only sure way to lose is being afraid to choose. So just decide. Just decide. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Get over before they drag you under. get over before they drag you under. Get over, go on and get that over. Get over and take that step before that step is taken for you. Stronger now than ever before. My sea far beyond the side. The ocean way to lose. So just decide. Just decide. It's a nice day for a swim. Still bungled that song. I thank you. The Chaos Candle. No, I am not from Canada. I am from the States. I'm originally from Jersey, but then also associate myself with Massachusetts and now Pennsylvania. So, yeah, I'm definitely from the States, looking at an American boy. Man, I bungled that song again. I can't believe I did that. Shoot. But why'd you ask? Is it because I like put it on an accent when I'm singing? Yeah, I don't know what goes on when I sing. I just kind of go with the flow with where my mouth moves. It's kind of weird. They are Canadian, but they're they have a pretty sizable international audience. I mean, my wife's the one who got me really into them, so they're also a lot of their songs are really easy to play once you figure out the fingering. It's the hand strumming that's actually the harder part for it. Oh, cool. Well, it's nice to meet you, by the way. I don't think we've actually been formally introduced. I go by many names, but the most recent name is Pat Hazard. Or actually, no, it's, by recent, I mean, gone by Pat Hazard for the past 6 years. Lots of rebranding and crap and all that stuff, but it's come with the time. This is the live channel, repurposing all my stuff. But yeah, let's see if I can get nah. I've got a secret. You know what? I need the lyrics for that. I can't sing that song without the lyrics because it's a very intense song. I'm actually looking to cover it at some point, not with an acoustic guitar, but I have a Game Boy cartridge that I do some music creation on, and I want to cover it doing that. Hold on. There we go. There we go. So sorry. I am so sorry. Oh. I gotta do some work. I apologize. This is the stream is a nightmare. It is my literal like This is my literal, like... If you haven't figured it out by now, I treat everything that I do as an experiment. Yeah, I do chiptune, Steve. Oh, that's awesome. Chaos Cannon. I used to do stuff. I used to upload my music to YouTube, but I actually ended up I upload it on SoundCloud, but I don't do as much of that anymore on both platforms. And supposedly SoundCloud is going away, so I'm kind of trying to get back into the YouTube game. It's just time consuming, which is always like the lamest excuse, you know. It's always the lamest excuse. All right, well, this isn't going to help me. Thank you for not formatting it to plain text. And yes, Steve, I do chiptune. I got it when I was in college. I got a chip when I was in college, and then you know, it's taken me about however long it has been since I got it. So 2010, it's, you know, so 7 years. I'm still learning the damn thing. It's so hard because you're essentially programming MIDI notes in a old format, and you're using the sound card from the old Game Boy to make it. So you're very limited by you're very limited in the amount of sounds that you can make, because the Game Boy only has 4 channels. And so you only have 2 pulse channels, a wave channel, and then a noise channel. So from those limitations, people have built these amazing, extravagant pieces of art. And I'm like, well, I got to do that too. And so I've been experimenting with it. And the song I'm about to play, which is a very simple song to play because it's only one note, actually relies a lot more on vocals and stuff like that. But I'm like, well, if I can't program one single note into this Game Boy application, then I'm probably wasting my time with it. But that's not my defeatist thought. My defeatist thought is I just need to hammer it through to figure it out. So I'm gonna try and play this song and then probably botch it. But it is a song by Dodie Clark from YouTube fame and a bunch of other things, and it's called Secret for the Mad. I've got a secret for the mad. In a little bit of time, it won't hurt so bad. And I get that I don't get it, but you'll burn right now and then you won't regret it. You're not gonna believe the words I say. What's the point of just drowning another day? And I get that I don't get it, but the world will show you that we won't regret it. Little things called the stereotypes are gonna help you make it through this one night. And there will be a day when you can say you're okay and mean it. I promise you it'll all make sense again. I promise you it'll all make sense again. There's nothing to do but now but try. There are 100 people who listen to you cry. And I get that they don't get it, but they love you so much that you won't regret it. You're at the bottom, this is it. Just get through, you will be fixed. And you think that I don't get it, but I burned my way through and I don't regret it. Little things, all the stereotypes, they're gonna help you get through this one night. And there will be a day when you can say, okay, you mean it. I promise you it would all make sense again. I promise you it'll all make sense again. I promise you it'll all make sense again. Ugh. It sounds so stripped down, but it's such a beautiful song because the way that she performs it and has composed it is it's all based on her voice, but with one single note. When it's just an acoustic version of it, I think it could be a very emotional song. I think you just need the right instrument for it. And, oh, thank you, Chaos Candle. I really appreciate that. This is an experiment. You're actually catching me on my second live stream. I don't particularly do this often. Right now, this is kind of just a hobby thing that I'm doing literally once a month. I don't particularly schedule them out, right? I should do it. I should schedule it out, but I don't. So, oops. But other than that, yeah, thank you. But everyone go look up that song. Go look up. It's called Secret for the Mad by Dodie. Secret for the Mad by Dodie Clark. It is it's beautiful. And she recently just released her second EP. And this was the song that I was looking forward to the most because I watched the YouTube version of it, which is a very good version of it to begin with. And then to hear an album version of it where it was more produced and stuff like that. I was listening it to on my way home from my job, and it made me tear up, almost cry. Of course, I was driving, so I couldn't really pull off to the side of the road and do it. But the main thing is, this is a very emotional song. She writes very great music. She writes amazing music. She makes me cry. Sorry, I just got your question. I think you can. I'm not really sure. Usually I just kind of leave it raw. I leave the raw stream because what happens is it ends up, YouTube ends up recording it. And I have a very basic setup in which I'm basically doing Google Hangouts. That's my streaming service right now. And then I'm going directly into the YouTube algorithm, and then it's encoding it and recording it. And then it just saves a lot raw data. But I'm pretty sure they give you an option to like download it and recut it up and edit it if you wanted to. For me, it's just like, yeah. I mean, music is the reaction. Music makes the reaction of it. Performing live is still something I have some trouble with. I love listening to music. I love listening to, but this is kind of my experiment into performing live. And as you can see, I goof up a lot, but this is my way of like pushing through it and doing it that way. It's my only way. Or this is my way of actually kind of getting myself out of that shell and rut and stuff like that. And so this is kind of the best case scenario for right now. I'm trying to think of what other song I could play. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what other song I could play that is in my repertoire. If you haven't guessed it right now, I have a very limited repertoire. Like, I could play a bunch of other songs, but usually it's a bunch of like learning it and stuff like that. I also have various other different instruments that I can pull out. Actually, hold on. Let me grab another instrument. So maybe I'll have some fun with another instrument on the live stream and have my acoustic guitar not fall down. I lied. It will most certainly fall down. Okay. So, ooh. Oh wow, that actually. So, this is Cthulhu, my ukulele. He's very shy. He's been with me forever, along with my acoustic guitar, Black Betty. So, not Black Betty, Black Beauty. Nope, your official name is Black Betty now. So let's see if I remember this one correctly. But okay. We were playing in the sand. You found a little band. You told me you fell in love with me, kind enough as I planned. And you said you say I do, when all I loved was you. You said that you would buy a pony, but all I wanted was you. You always are down in love with me, hiding gone as I do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. So that was Hidden in the Sand by Tally Hall. Oh, Tally Hall. It's been so many years. So many years. I miss Tally Hall. They were a good band. They're a good original internet band, if anybody remembers them. They showed the first time that I discovered Tally Hall was in, I'm going to say it was either 04 or 05 on Albino Black Sheep. If anybody, does that website still exist? And they had their first music video that they made in, I think it was like either their junior year or sophomore year in college. They made a music video for the band called Banana Man, which is still one of the best songs that's ever sort of graced the internet, in my opinion. And yeah, I kind of followed them from Albino Black Sheep up until they released their first studio album with Atlantic Records in 2009. And then I played it with I played it for all of my friends all throughout high school, and I ended up making a lot of people really, really like them. In fact, I followed a lot of the. I never got to see them live, but my friends got to see them live and stuff like that. Damn, that was one of those. Those are. You ever have a few of those band? You ever have one of those times where like you regret not going with somebody to go to a concert or something, and then it's like that's it. They're not playing anymore. Tally Hall is one of those people. Tally Hall is one of those bands that I really wanted to see live, and it sucks because they're on like this permanent hiatus, and all the members have their own stuff that they're doing now, and they're all creative. In fact, another artist I suggest everyone checking out is Rob Cantor, who is is he green tie? No. He's either yellow or green tie in Tally Hall. I mean, they go by their names, but they also go by the color of their tie. But Rob Cantor, oh my God, he's so good. Go see his stuff. Go listen to his stuff. It's fantastic. I wonder if the next stream should be a listening party. Would people be up for that? A listening party? I'll just make a playlist and we can all listen to it. Is there a website that does that? Ah, dude, the Offspring. Yeah, that's another one that I like was on the cusp of it for as a teen. I really liked it, but I never really got into them until when I was in college and stuff like that. But yeah, it always stinks when you're like, oh man, I missed that one opportunity and then it's gone. I mean, I've been lucky enough that I've caught a lot of other live bands performing and stuff like that. In fact, one of my favorite bands in the world, which I played their song, Just Aside by I Fight Dragons. I've caught 3 shows by them. And recently they started a Patreon of all things because to fund their next album, which is interesting. It's weird, but it's interesting. And I haven't supported them yet. I need to because I do have the funds for that. But at the same time, man, so like they're such a fun band to go see live. And for a while, they were in danger of disbanding as well and just kind of going their separate ways. But man, oh man, they've been lucky enough to like actually like form back together and be okay. And yeah, it's awesome. Trying to think. Like, what other song can I play? Oh, it's free too. Ooh, yeah, that's an interesting one. That is an interesting one. Like I said, I got a lot of weird instruments around here. Ooh. Do we all want to get? I mean, we just played Dodie Clark, so I feel like out of the question of sad songs. Just sort of something that is something that just is something that we all do because they elicit that sort of emotion. I hope that wasn't a bad pop for everyone. Give me a sec. I got one more weird instrument I'm going to pull out. Yeah. If you haven't guessed, all my instruments are pretty much string or percussive because those are the only things that I'm actually trained in. But now the hope is that this is tuned. It looks like a rifle, right? Remind me never to take this on a plane. So this thing is a strum stick. And it's pretty much just like a diatonic banjo. It's got banjo strings. And it's one of those instruments that you can play and it doesn't sound. It's hard to make. Everything that you play on it actually sounds good. But the one thing I learned on this very quickly, besides actually picked this up in Philly at a craft fair, but the only other place that I know that sells strum sticks retail is a place. It's a place called New Hope, Pennsylvania. It's kind of this like weird little arty, kitschy kind of boho town in Pennsylvania, and they sell this retail. And they come in 3 different keys. I believe this one is G, which is their lowest one. And they're not cheap either. This one was like, I think like it was either 200 or 245. But the one song that I learned how to play on this thing, I don't know what the name of it is. Hey, Gabs, what's the name of the place in New Hope that has like all the the art stuff? Art stuff, you know, where it has all the chimes and the musical instruments upstairs. Oh, you don't know? Sorry, Steve. It's on the main street, and it's right next to the like ice cream shop. That's as close as I can get to it. What do you want from me? I don't remember names. If you don't recognize that pattern, go watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. Leaves on the vine, falling so slow, like fragile tiny shells, drifting in the foam. Little soldier boy comes marching home. Brave soldier boy comes marching home. You know, yeah, it's a little bit like a cigar box guitar, but it's only 3 strings, and the fret pattern on it is what makes it diatonic and sound good no matter what you play. There's only one place where I know it doesn't sound good, which is right here, this chord. Which is, I don't know why they would add that unless they... Oh yeah, well that makes sense. We all learn stuff together. Man, I really wish I could play the piano. Like, I could get the piano sounds through here. I'm probably going to figure out a way to do it at some point and get this whole streaming system actually sort of streamlined so that I can actually show, like, my desktop and everything. But, I mean, you know, as I as I stated, this is purely experimentation. This is also a guitar strap, so this is why it sits all the way down here. Initially, it comes with like a bowstring that it has it sit up here. I will say this though, it also sounds very much like an Appalachian dulcimer, which is another instrument that I would love to have. A dulcimer would be so cool, just, making medieval tunes. Probably the only other thing that I would love to have at some point is I want an organ. Oh, no, two things. I want a 1950s suitcase Roland piano and a Wurlitzer organ. Like those two things I want to have at some point in my prime. Also, you can't really hang this guy up. I don't know. I haven't ever. I mean, depending on the internet speeds, I think a live jam might be possible. Like I said, this is all new territory for me. I've seen people do a lot differently. But I mean, that may be an experimentation to have sometime. I have some musician friends who I'd love to pull on here and see what they can do. As it stands right now, I'm kind of still figuring things out. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not bringing the mandolin over. I don't know how to play anything with the mandolin. I do have one more guitar song I could play. Would you guys be willing to listen to it? It's another song where I'm really rusty at playing, but it'd be fun. I'm gonna unplug again. I'm so sorry. Ooh. Be honest, guys. Is it popping? I don't know if I'm gonna hang him upside down. I might just hang him on the strap. That might be the way I get around it. Ugh. I wish you guys could see the rest of my studio. As it stands right now, this is such a plain background. I might change it up at some point. But there's a flag that's hanging in this corner over here that I'm going to probably bring down and replace it with something else. And like with all great jams, I have to look up the lyrics. I'm so lame. So lame, Pat. You could have better prepared. I have a feeling that my guitar is not coming through at all. Like it's not being plugged in at all. So, that's a thing. Huh. Once again, why can't lyrics just be like... Why can't lyrics just be on something? All right. I think we're ready. So this is called Me and My Baby by another internet band. Their name is Steam Powered Giraffe. It's hard to explain them. They're like they're kind of like a vaudeville act, but in modern era, and they have they pantomime that they pantomime because they sort of perform that they're like robots, and they're steam power and they're steampunky and everything. They're Look them up too. All right. Is there such a thing as too much of a good thing? I ask myself that every day. That is until the weekend and the sun has come way to sleep. Then there's only one thing on my mind, a good time, that's right. Me and my baby love Saturday nights, Saturday nights. Me and my baby love Saturday nights, Saturday nights. With the dancing and the singing like the weekdays never happened. I could be dancing right now, but me and my baby love Saturday nights, Saturday nights. Yeah, me and my baby love Saturday night. The talk of the town is where we're headed next, 'cause everywhere we go is the best. It doesn't matter the company, but we're pretty good company for you to have around. Me and my baby love Saturday nights, Saturday nights. Me and my baby love Saturday nights. With the dancing and the singing like the weekdays never happened. I could be dancing right now. It's me and my baby love Saturday nights, Saturday nights. Me and my baby love Saturday nights. Oh no. The doldrum of the workweek keeps me feeling down. Misery and sorrow follow us around. But when that music hits us and the band starts to play, please you better get out of our way, 'cause me and my baby love Saturday nights, Saturday nights. Yeah, me and my baby love Saturday night. Me and my baby love Saturday. Me and my baby love Saturday. Me and my baby love Saturday. So that was Me and My Baby by Steam Powered Giraffe. Probably one of the most simplest songs I can play. And also probably one of the only songs I shouldn't have been able to botch, and I still feel like I botched it. But whoops. Either way, that was a fun. I like playing that song. I like playing a lot of different jams. Some songs are like really hard. So I learned how to play that. I just can't sing it, that's my fault. I have bad lyrics. I have bad mouth diarrhea. Also, anything where they start singing super fast against the tempo is where it becomes incredibly hard for me to maintain singing. That's why if I were to ever, I think, perform live, you know, actually, surprisingly, once it was explained to me, it became a little bit easier. The riff is hard, especially the. That's incredibly hard. But even just this chord alone is so hard to explain. I'm trying to teach my stepdad to learn this because my family likes to have some jam sessions once in a while. Me, my sister, and my stepdad, we're all musicians, and I'm trying to teach him how to play this song, and it's a trying patience. This is why I will never be a music instructor, just because I seem to have a very hard time teaching people. But with time, we'll see what happens. Ooh, I wonder if I can do. Crap, what was that song? So I think I got one more song left in me, and then I got to head out. What was that song? I had it in my head. Shoot. Oh. Tonight you look like a dream, but again you always do to me. After everything we've been through, I still just love to look at you. I can't promise you there won't be pain. I can't promise to remain the same, but when you're scared, I'll be there tonight and always. One day we'll travel the globe. Adventure calls us and we'll go. But even if we don't, that's okay. As long as I'm with you, that's where I'll stay. I can't promise you there won't be pain. I can't promise to remain the same. But when you're scared, I'll be there tonight and always. I can't promise you there won't be pain. I can't promise to remain the same, but when you're scared, I'll be there tonight and always. So that's my wedding song. It took me an afternoon to learn it, and now I play it every single day to my wife. So thank you all for joining me on this second experiment stream. I really appreciate it. I did say it was about an hour. I gave you a little bit more, about 5 minutes. But other than that, take care, guys. I really appreciate it. Give me all the feedback you can. Really helps me out. If you did like it, subscribe. I already see that Chaos Candle, one of my viewers, has subscribed. So, after all, thank you all very much. This is Pat Hazard signing out. Peace.